Hey guys, what's up? Colton, Lindsay here, coming at you live inside of the Fearless Agent Facebook group. Let me get this screen a little adjusted here. It's a little off, a little goofy, a little strange, but oh, that's better. Maybe it is. Oh, shoot. All right, guys. Well, I got some shoots starting off the first of this stream, but it does not matter. Here we go. Talking to you today about your input determining your output. And what are you doing to be fearless? If you guys are watching on my YouTube channel, click the subscribe button right now, like, comment, and share. And then put some comments below if you have any ahas from this conversation. If you guys didn't see it, I think it was last week, maybe the week before, I don't remember. I just did a live stream on my personal page with founder, coach, trainer, rock star phenomenon, Mr. Bob Leffler himself. And we talked about the input and the art of getting things done, being able to move forward. Right? Obviously, the name of the coaching and training program is Fearless Agent, but what are the input steps that allow you to become a fearless agent? Like, what's the input that has to go behind it? And I think there's one thing in particular. Recently, Bob spoke at an event, and he shared some I think there was 5 major topics that caused someone to be successful. I would say there's one topic in particular that he talked about that I have got from being just around Bob, going to live Fearless Agent trainings, listening to the trainings on Monday, talking with Bob for over a decade now, and it was this idea of putting the input of serving others, right? We so often want to serve ourselves, and the question is, though, how can we serve ourselves only after we're serving others, or how does serving others, that input, actually help us become fearless in serving ourselves, right? So here's what I want you guys to think about. We know that we as Fearless Agents have to focus on our skills, focus on our schedule, focus on our systems, right? Building out those 3 pieces of the puzzle are what allow us to create a business, a real business that makes a lot of money. Put yes in the comments if you're okay with making a lot of money. I know I am, right? But it's more than just money. It's this input. And Bob tells his story of how he used to have his afro and that he had the best positive attitude, so he knew that he was poised for success, but only did he recognize that it wasn't the positive attitude that causes success. However, I do believe there is a positive outlook and a positive energy that will allow your success. And it's this positive energy that comes from serving other people. Okay? And the best way to be able to serve other people is to be your very best self, to be the absolute best agent that you can become as a real estate professional, as a dad, as a mom, as a spouse, as a friend, as a human being, becoming that best self. So some of the key ways that I focus and that I'd like to share with you guys on becoming my best self that you guys can take away and apply to become a fearless agent even more is, number one, is what are you doing in the morning? What are you doing between the time you wake up and you get doing your life, so to speak? You know, get your kids off to school, get to work, get on the phone, start to do this, or if you're not getting on the phones, what the hell are you doing, right? But what are you doing before that, right? That's where you've got to exercise your mind and you got to exercise your heart, your spiritual connection, right? So for me, it's prayer, meditation every single day, okay? That gets me spiritually connected. And then I read a book every single day. But one of the things that I'm doing constantly is improving my communication skills. I want to be great at the science of sales. I get that there's a formula behind it, and the delivery of that formula is what either gets me more contracts signed, expanding my business, or it's what gets me fewer contracts signed and actually repels people from doing business with me. So let me give you a couple of tips that you can do to become, with your input side, of becoming your very best self as a realtor, as a real estate professional. Okay? Number one is write your scripts. Write them out every single day. Schedule 15, 20 minutes and write them out every single day. When you write those in, so let's say you're working on the listing presentation, okay? Start at whatever time you select tomorrow, and for 15 minutes, write as far as you can, looking at it. I do this where I'll look at the presentation or whatever the script is I'm working on, and I'll write it word for word. So now I'm reading it and I'm writing it. And I start to get little things from it by doing that. And then after 15 minutes, I'll start the next day at where I left off. So it might take me a week to handwrite the whole listing presentation, and I'll do that for the month, right? So you can do that with any script. Number two is record yourself speaking the script, speaking the presentation, speaking the for sale by owner dialogue. Record yourself saying it and then listen back to it while you're driving around during the day. One thing that, especially when I used to go on a lot of listing appointments before I moved on to becoming a infopreneur, so to speak, and growing my sales team, was as I'm driving, and I still do this, if I go on a listing presentation, I listen to my recorded version of the listing presentation. I'm not taking cell phone calls, I'm not listening to music, music. I'm not doing this. I'm listening to myself deliver the Fearless Agent listing presentation. Okay, so that's number 2. Number 1 is write it out. Number 2 is record yourself saying it and listen back to it. Number 3 is one of my favorites, and that's where you just visualize yourself doing it. So I do this with the sales agents of my team. I got this from Bob because we talk about the idea of role-playing isn't necessarily what's going to get you better, but you do have to practice the dialogue. You have to get great at it, right? So I will visualize word for word. If I have a listing presentation at 3 o'clock today, in the morning, I will visualize myself going through that listing presentation, getting the answers answered the way I want them to be answered, getting the yeses, getting the pricing strategy delivered in such a way they understand how to price their home and everything that comes along with that, and visualizing them just naturally grabbing the pen and signing the contract, right? That's the third way that I recommend that you can become your very best fearless agent self. And when you do that regularly, right, it's like working out a muscle, right? Just because you go to the gym once or twice doesn't mean you're going to be strong. You got to go for years, over and over again, over and over again. That's where the fourth dimension of time becomes your best friend when you apply it. You're going to take action no matter what. What kind of action are you taking? What muscle do you want to exercise? The muscle for real estate, for an extremely successful real estate business that I recommend from my experience working with Fearless Agent, is to exercise your skill set communication muscle. How you deliver with the science of sales is by far the most important. Second most important is your schedule. How do you feel your time? You know, in the fourth dimension, time passes. It's going to fill with space. How do you fill that space? What are you filling your time with? Are you mastering your schedule? Are you scheduling out your priorities? Are you getting that first most important thing, which is setting 5 appointments? Are you getting that done very first, right? So then the third thing is to get really great at is your systems. How can you automate it so that you can have a life, so you don't have to work weekends or nights ever again? When you work on those 3 things, you will become your best self and Fearless Agent. Thanks for being here, guys. Make sure to click that like, comment, share button. Appreciate you being a part of the Fearless Agent Nation. For those of you guys who are in there, appreciate the success that we're seeing with getting new listing contracts that rhyme with heaven %. And then finally, if you're not in Fearless Agent, what the frick you doing? Shh. Go sign up today. I want to see you sign up right away and get in and stop coming up with these excuses. You don't have enough money, you don't have enough time, you don't have enough business, you don't even blah, 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 right? Dude, get selective in what you want to create and follow a proven model. We already know the Fearless Agent sales system works. We're seeing tons of agents have so much success with it. We hope to see you be one of those. All right, we'll see. The elite group of individuals, and you can't tell me they're not fucking elite. People that own the media, they are elite. Mark Zuckerberg owns Facebook. He is part of the elite. Why? Because he makes decisions that can directly control and affect the outcome of your life through your belief system.